This episode is brought to you by United Airlines. When you want to make the most of your vacation, book with United. They're an airline that cares about your travels as much as you do. United is transforming the flying experience with Bluetooth connectivity, screens, power at every seat, and bigger overhead bins to help fit everyone's bag. And with their app, you can skip the bag check line, get live updates, and more. Change the way you fly. Book your next trip today at united.com.
I've got a lot of grandbabies, like a lot. And when it comes to finding a gift for each of them, it could add up. But this year, while I was making my way through Walmart, I realized I don't have to spend a lot to get the gifts they'll love.
An OPI mini mani set. I'm gonna do so much nail art.
Oh, yeah! A Lego set. Might own a Walla water bottle.
Ooh, and that's just half of them.
Shop great gifts they're sure to love for $25 and under at Walmart.
I don't understand what this guy's talking about. I was trying to set up a celebrity boxing match because I was going to pick him because he's just playing with my life. This is my livelihood. You know what I'm saying? But
because you're both celebrities, and so you were going to set up a celebrity boxing match?
I was going to pick him.
This is the plaintiff, Kettrick Wilkins. He says he hired the defendant, a DJ, for his mixtape so he could rap and sing some rhythm and blues. He paid the guy in full, and when he received the tape 9 months later, he only mixed and scratched some of the songs out of the 20 he paid for. The defendant's a hack who stole his money, and he's here suing him for the $1,300 he's owed. This is the defendant, Andrew Pascal. He says he mixed the guy's tape and delivered it to him. If anyone's owed money today, it isn't the plaintiff, it's him. Because the guy slandered him online, which is costing him business. He's accused of doing a half-baked job. The defendant has filed a countersuit for $2,000, the amount he's owed.
All parties, please raise your right hand.
What you are about to witness is real. The participants are not actors. They are actual litigants with a case pending in civil court. Both parties have agreed to drop their claims and have their cases settled here before Judge Marilyn Milian in our forum, the People's Court.
People's Court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Marilyn Milian is now presiding. Litigants have been sworn, Your Honor.
Thank you, Douglas. All right, Mr. Wilkins, you are suing Mr. Pascal for $1,300 you want paid back to you, that you paid him for a mixtape.
Yes, ma'am.
That did not come out the way it should have because he didn't do the things he should have. You have a counterclaim against him for $2,000 based on lost wages due to defamation. Let me hear first from you, Mr. Wilkins. What exactly went on between you two?
Well, in September, about August, September last year, I came to him because he was pretty well known in the state as a DJ, and me changing over.
This is in Arkansas?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
And me changing over from rap into R&B, I just felt like it'd be a good, look to have him, do all the mixing and scratching on it. And
what's mixing and scratching?
It's like if you heard like Kid Capri or one of those DJs from back in the day, when you host a DJ, you give like intros or like DJ Khaled, and then you scratch and mix in between the songs and stuff like that.
Okay, and what was the objective? What were you gonna do with the mixtape that
Well, I was trying to release it to, present my R&B to the world and hopefully, use that platform.
So you strike a deal with him where you're paying him $300 for the work.
Yes, ma'am.
And you were paying $1,000 in order to obtain what?
Well, the $1,000 was for T-Rail to do a feature on a song.
Okay, now forgive my ignorance. Who is T-Rail?
T-Rail is he's a pretty well-known artist. I think he deals with like Nelly and Lil Boosie, but he's a well-known artist. I Miss My Dog song, so he's pretty famous. So he's a great R&B singer, and I felt like me being an R&B singer, stepping out into that genre, it makes sense for him, to. So
what was he paid to do? What was he paid?
A verse on my song.
A verse on your
song. Drip Sauce on him, yes, ma'am.
Okay, and did he do that?
Yeah, he actually ended up doing it. It took 3, 4, maybe 5 months almost. And in the contract, originally it says 30 to 45 days, but I wasn't worried about it because he's a really talented artist and he's real busy.
Okay.
He's a celebrity.
So that's not a problem. No. Then we have him doing a verse, and let's listen to it.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
The songs I'm dripping, keeping you in heat.
then what happens?
Well, Drew never did his part, which is he's supposed to do an intro, extro, continuous loops. The songs are supposed to all play in a continuous loop, and he's supposed to be mixing and scratching in between the songs.
And what did he do instead?
Just mixing, scratching in between a few of the songs. He didn't do all of the songs, and he didn't do an intro or extro, and it took him almost an entire year to do any of it.
Okay, so when did you get the songs to him?
I got the songs to him. Originally, I emailed all the songs to him like the next week after he originally got the money.
Which was in September of 2021?
Yes, ma'am. But he said, oh, man, I didn't get the email. So I said, okay, well, I'll get a flash drive like I keep them on me. I got one right now.
Right.
And I went and made him a flash drive, and we met at a hotel. And maybe a month or two after that, and I brought the flash drive.
A month or two after that. Okay, so you give him the flash drive.
Mm-hmm. So I brought him again because he lost them. And
well, he didn't say he lost them. He said he never got it.
He said I don't know what happened, but he somehow.
What happened? Did you not get an email from him with the songs?
No, ma'am. Or if I did, it was always sporadic. Like it'd be like 3 songs on one email, 2 songs on another one, nothing all together. You know.
Okay, so you get a flash drive 2 months later. Is that accurate?
I really don't remember, honestly. I remember.
So and then what happens?
And the flash drive had all the songs on it.
All the songs is how many songs?
It's 19 total.
2 months after the contract, he has 19 songs.
Yes, ma'am.
And the verse by T-Rail. Is that accurate?
It just seems kind of weird to me because he just said it took 5 or 6 months to get the feature back from a song that
T-Rail?
Yeah, that's gonna be on the mixtape. But he just said he got me all the songs back a month or 2 later, so I'm confused myself.
That's the only song.
According to you, when did you have everything you needed to do the job that you got paid $300 for?
May 5th, 2022.
So what was the holdup? That he didn't give you the songs?
I didn't get the emails from him.
That we know was at the beginning. He says that he gave you the songs 2 months later in a hotel. Did you meet with them at a hotel or didn't you?
I don't recall.
How do you not recall something like that?
Ma'am,
all right, so go on. So what happens? Go on. I'll give you the floor in a moment. Go ahead and tell me what happens.
His memory.
Why did it take until May?
I don't know, but on this Facebook post that he made on December 28th, 2021, you can see clearly he had the song list of all the songs, and he's scratching on there tomorrow. Yes, we're working on your project right now. And that was December last year. So I don't understand what this guy's talking about. I was trying to set up a celebrity boxing match because I was going to pick him because he's just playing with my life. This is my livelihood. You know what I'm saying? But
because you're both celebrities, and so you were going to set up a celebrity boxing match?
I was going to pick him. He didn't want to do that. So
all right. So, well, no. Okay. So better this be your celebrity boxing match right here. When do you finally get a finished product from him that you say was not up to snuff?
I finally got the product from him. Well, my manager did, because I had to actually hire a manager to beg this guy to finally give it to me. He wouldn't talk to me. So I had my manager call T-Rail's manager in order to get to him.
Why T-Rail's manager? T-Rail did his job months ago.
Because he's on tour with T-Rail doing
okay.
And so he was telling me, oh, man, I'm busy. I'm on tour. I'll get to you when I get to you. It ain't on your time.
How long was that going on? Him saying, I'm busy, I'll get to you when I get to you?
Months and months.
No, from when to when? Give me the exact.
I think I started around texting him around January, over and over and over and over and over.
Until May. Were you on tour between January and May?
I don't think I was on tour between January and May.
But when were you on tour? Is that something you can answer, or you're not sure?
Yes, no, I can.
Okay.
Tour was on pretty much the whole summer, so I'm guessing maybe May until late August.
So then why wasn't this mixtape done between January and May?
I didn't get all of his music.
Can you prove when he gave you the music?
Yes, ma'am. And I also gave you that one because it shows you that I did have to block him on the internet because he was basically harassing me on the internet. And
well, then, I mean, that really ties into what he's saying, which you wouldn't do your job, that he kept having to try to get you to do your job, right?
And wouldn't even respond.
I already did the copyright and also this blank way behind, man, so I'm resend you these songs.
Resend.
Yeah. See, that's what he says, that you just keep saying, I don't have songs, I don't have songs, I don't have songs. Bruh, if you're not done by tomorrow, just give me my cash back, no hard feelings. But if you finish it, cool. I can only buy one more day. This is on May 2nd. This isn't him being late. This is him telling you that you're late.
And not to interrupt you, Judge?
Okay, no, actually, you don't need to interrupt me.
Okay.
Not to interrupt you, but let me interrupt you. Can I ask you a question?
Yes, ma'am.
You yourself, in your answer to the complaint, say to me that it's not your best work. that you didn't do what you were supposed to do according to the job description.
Yes, ma'am.
Right? You were supposed to do intros and extras. What are extras?
Intro is...
Wait, I'm asking him. I'm sorry.
Basically,
that was my
that's
fault.
where I go in. I introduce him onto the CD, like speaking, et cetera, et cetera. But I didn't get out of music until I was on tour. I'm on a tour.
So what? Why didn't you just do that? You didn't do any intros and extras on this.
I couldn't on a tour.
Wait, you need to stop.
Yeah.
And you need to talk. Go ahead.
Yes, I'm on a tour bus. I can't do that on a tour bus.
Well, why didn't you do it before tour? Tour
Because
didn't start till May.
I didn't have everything.
Except for I know that's not true because I'm seeing where he has given you stuff. And you're telling me, oh, I don't remember meeting him at a hotel. Not it didn't happen, but I don't remember meeting him at a hotel.
I
mean, how many times does a guy have to give it to you for you to do the job? But let's just say he didn't give it to you, and then he gives it to you, and then put your hand down, and then you're supposed to do a job. You yourself admit that the job you were hired to do, you didn't do because there were no intros and extras, and you're saying because I was on tour, meaning what? You didn't have the time? Or?
No, I didn't have the resources. Like, I need to go to a studio, there's proper mics, all this stuff, etc.
You yourself know it wasn't what he paid you for. He wanted intros, extras, all that, and you didn't have any equipment to do that, so you gave him a piece of garbage, right?
I wouldn't call it 100% garbage.
Well, it's not what he paid for.
Half of the garbage
Is
was
it
his
what he
music,
paid
honestly,
for?
but,
Is it what he paid for?
No, but he rushed me.
You know what you need to do? You need to go home during the weekend break, and you need to use equipment, or you need to rent equipment to do the job.
Yes.
But how is it that the man is not entitled to his $300 when you're looking me right in the eye and saying, nah, that's not what I was supposed to do?
Ryan Reynolds here for, I guess, my 100th Mint commercial. No, don't. I mean, honestly, when I started this, I thought I only have to do like 4 of these. I mean, it's unlimited premium wireless for $15 a month. How are there still people paying 2 or 3 times that much? I'm sorry, I shouldn't be victim blaming here. Give it a try at mintmobile.com/save whenever you're ready.
$45 upfront payment equivalent to $15 per month. New customers on first 3-month plan only. Taxes and fees extra. Speed slower above 40 gigabytes. See details.
Freshly made ravioli or hand-pulled ramen noodles. When you dine with Chase Sapphire Reserve, either will be amazing. Because it's the choice between a front row seat at the chef's table, while getting a live demo of how to make ravioli, or dining family style as you hear the story behind your ramen broth. This weekend it's ravioli. Next weekend, ramen. Find the detail that moves you with immersive dining experiences from Sapphire Reserve. Chase, make more of what's yours. Learn more at chase.com/Sapphire Reserve.
Cards issued by J.P. Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC, subject to credit approval.
Now, you've got a case against him for $2,000 for lost wages due to defamation, meaning what?
Meaning he was just on the internet speaking badly about me. I was just like, anyone can see that.
And what did he say?
He was just like, he didn't do what he said he was going to do.
Yeah, but you say he didn't do you're telling me I didn't do what I said I was going to do. That you were on tour and you didn't have time and,
it's just like
so you just handed him something and hoped he went away. To hand him nothing and say, no, you waited too long. See, I expect to see, I've had these cases before. And what I expect from your side is the text where you say, you have not given me all of the songs. I keep asking you for them and you don't I expect to see a complaint from you, but I don't see that. And that's where I'm like, that's where this becomes hairy. So tell me what he said on the internet that caused you lost wages. Because it sounds like you're doing really well and nobody's not hiring you. Because that was the problem.
Right.
Go ahead.
But he definitely was just on the internet, just saying bad things.
What? If you want money for it, you got to tell me what it is.
I got you. Well, okay, it was him and his team. He got other people that works with him just on Instagram. I tried to pull it up, but the pages were gone, whatever. And just saying, he's a bad guy, don't work with him. Just all type of, and he was literally posting on my page every day.
No, stop talking.
Posting about me every other day. That's why I had to block him, because he was a menace. He was definitely just making my life
right, but for you to collect $2,000, I have to actually see what you're talking about. So do you have a screenshot of it or anything?
I didn't even expect this to be coming.
All right, on your counterclaim 0, if that's good enough for you, it's good enough for me. And on your claim against him, you're suing for $300 that you paid him, and I get that. And then you're suing for $1,000 in emotional distress?
Well, it wasn't really necessarily just for emotional distress. It was mainly because I had a sponsor, which I said he was going to...
So go hire someone else to do it then. Well, in other words, over $300, you don't suffer 3 times that.
No,
$1,000.
No,
just go hire someone else and then you sue him.
No, what I'm saying is my sponsor was waiting on the project to drop. If it was a drop, he was going to help me with distribution.
That's great.
Give me
so let me see if I've got this. It only cost $300 to do your project.
Yes, ma'am.
But you suffered 3 times that, $1,000 worth of suffering. Right, so you hire someone else to do it if he won't do it and you're all ready. Hire someone else to do it. Then you sue him to get back the
I just sent him
$300.
the text message. He kept saying, "I have it tomorrow, bro." So he kept having me waiting. I have these drop dates.
Yeah,
and
but
that
that's
never
not
did
the
do
reason
it.
for a year wait.
So
September through May. When did you finally
And if you
give
talk
him
to the
some?
sponsor, he can tell
When
you
did
that
you
he
finally
didn't
give him the defective product that had no intros and extras?
Sometime in May.
In May. So September to May. Why? Then you. In other words, if you pay somebody $300 and they don't do a job, go hire someone else to do the job so you don't suffer $10,000 worth of damages over a $300 case.
The money I missed was from a sponsor who was waiting for the product.
You do, right? You understand what I'm saying?
But
That's all that matters here. All right. On your case, Mr. Wilkins against Mr. Pascal, $300 verdicts for the plaintiff. On Mr. Pascal's case against you, $0. That's my verdict. Good luck, gentlemen.
So the plaintiff prevails in this lawsuit. He gets $300, not the $1,000 for pain and suffering he was asking for. The defendant does not get anything with his $2,000 countersuit. Mr. Pascal, what do you think of the judge's decision? What's your reaction?
I guess it was pretty fair. Of course, I would have liked to came out a winner, but hey, I'm okay with what happened.
Let me ask you a quick question. You lost, but you say you were on tour. What does a DJ do when he's on tour? What does that mean?
I DJ for just different famous artists. One signed with QC, one signed with Empire. I basically just go out, hype up the crowd before their show, introduce the artists to the crowd, let them come out, play their music for their show set, and then we leave.
Oh, okay. All right. Barry, it's a good explanation. Well, listen, sorry you lost. And, you know, that'll do it. You lost the case. You got to pay him $300. You got to give him the money back. Okay?
Yep. Yes, sir.
Okay, good enough. Thank you very much. Let's see what Mr. Wilkins thinks about this. I know he's upset he didn't get any pain and suffering, but the judge says no deal on that. Mr. Wilkins, how do you feel about the judge's verdict? You get your money back, $300.
Yeah, I'm happy with it. I wish I would have got the full money, but I'm okay with it.
All right, one last question. Tell me about that chunk of gold hanging around your neck. What is that?
Oh, that's G Entertainment. That's the camp I'm with. And my Simple Man mixtape will be coming soon, so y'all be looking for it. I'm on my way up, promise you.
All right, good luck to you, all right?
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Okay.
Doug, there is a principle in the law that is unwavering. Damages cannot be speculative. You can't get money because you might have made profits and couldn't because of some defendant who breached the contract. You have to prove it to a certainty.
Would you be okay if your daughters did not go to college?
Well, we're going to differ on this question, I'm sure. I mean, I'm glad that they have gone to college and that the last one is in college. But nowadays, there are a lot of people who think that, you know, the trade-off might not necessarily be worth it. It's a little closer call. I mean, you have people like there's this billionaire libertarian Peter Thiel who offers these grants to people who are already in college and says, just bail out after 2 years or 3 years.
And go learn a trade.
Right, I'll give you $100,000 to
start your business.
Innovate, come up with something, build a better mousetrap, things like that. And there's another guy, Mike Rowe, who does that Dirty Jobs show. He's great, and he offers these scholarships to people who choose not to go to college, but to pursue work and different types of careers and professions and learn. And the guy's all about hard work. So, you know, there's more than one path for everybody.
No, I agree that there's more than one path. And I also agree that the cost of college has gotten so ridiculous that
it's gotten tougher and tougher.
It's tougher and tougher. I would not be okay if my daughters didn't go to college, not because college is so great, but because they're clueless and they don't know what they want to do with their lives at 18. And so I would really want them to have a little more time to figure out what they want to do with their lives. And they needed it for maturity. But not because I believe that everybody has to go to college, or because if you don't go to college, somehow you can't be competitive in the marketplace. I think that it's...
Right, but a library card is free.
Right.
And, you know, it's out there, and every day should be a learning experience for everybody and anybody, wherever the heck they are. We're so lucky and grateful to be here that, you know, you have a chance to learn, whether it's at work, at home.
And continuously learn.
Right. And now you got the entire world at your fingertips. In a cell phone. So all the answers are there somewhere.
Big news! The Burger King Whopper lineup just got bigger. Now featuring the $1 Million Whopper Contest top 3. There's something for street corn stands, bourbon barbecue fans, and fried pickle lovers. You gotta try them. You rule your season today at BK. Have it your way. Participating U.S. restaurants. Limited time only while supplies last.
This is the plaintiff, Misty. She says she purchased a $15,000 Porsche Cayenne from the defendant's shop, and she brought the car in to have it serviced because her seatbelt was broken. Someone stole the fuzzy pink dice hanging on her mirror, which she had for over 10 years, and the defendant refuses to fix her car or reimburse her for the dice. So she's suing for the $2,187.80 she's most definitely owed. This is the defendant, Deborah Dan. She says she performed a standard tune-up on the plaintiff's car, and her mechanic took the dice off the rearview mirror when he test drove it because it's illegal to drive with it. He placed the dice on her front seat. Nobody wants her old fuzzy dice. This is the first she's hearing of any kind of seatbelt issue. Oh, her? No way. She's accused of Porsche problems.
All parties, please raise your right hands.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case on the docket. The plaintiff says she brought her Porsche to the defendants for service and says they broke her seat and stole her pink fuzzy dice. But the defendant says the mechanic had to take the dice off the mirror for the test drive and left them on the seat. It's the case of a Porsche problema.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome.
All right. Ms. Misty, you are suing statewide auto sales, represented here by Deborah Dan. You have authority by the owner to represent? You're the manager?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
You're suing them for $2,187.80 in damages that you say you have sustained as a result of their negligence. Tell me what you say happened.
So in February of 2021, I took my vehicle in because I needed a replacement of a starter and I needed a battery. So the next day I noticed when I picked up my car that it was, my seatbelt panel was damaged.
When you say your seatbelt panel was damaged, what do you mean?
Meaning that I couldn't contract it.
It wouldn't retract? It wouldn't scoop back in when you pulled it?
Yes.
Okay. So did you bring that to their attention?
Yes, I did, the very next day.
And what did they say?
They told me to bring it in, that they would fix it.
Why would, if you brought it in to fix your starter, how would they have broken your seatbelt?
The battery is under, I needed a new battery. So the battery is under my seat. So they had to take out the whole seat to get to the battery.
Okay. So according to you, you bring that to their attention, and what do they say?
Yes, they said that they would go ahead and fix the
So did you bring it back to them to fix?
Yes, I did.
When?
It was, honestly, I want to say I needed an oil change. So I took it about a couple of months back.
How much?
For an oil change.
When did you take it back? What month?
I want to say April.
Okay.
I needed an oil change.
All right. So you take it in April and they do an oil change. And do you tell them, hey, I also need you to fix the seatbelts you screwed up?
Yes. I told that to the maintenance manager, which is Ed.
Okay.
I told him. And then I also told Steve, which is the owner.
Okay.
I've never seen this defendant before.
Okay.
I've spoken with
and
her.
What happened? You told them that, and then what happened?
So the oil change was complete, but the seatbelt panel was still not fixed.
So why didn't you just leave it there for them to fix it?
Well, if it already had been there, and they kept saying every time I take my vehicle there for repairs, they kept saying that they were going to fix it. They were going to fix it. Ed promised me he was going to get to it and never got to it.
Okay, go on.
So in October, I needed repairs done to the vehicle. October of 2021, I needed repairs done to the vehicle so I could pass my small check. And then I noticed picking up my vehicle that my back seats were not latching. So after that, I had to leave my vehicle at least about a week and a half.
To do what? To do what?
So he could fix the latches in the back seat.
Okay.
Yeah, because they were falling forward.
What about the seatbelt? If it's going to be there another week and a half for that, why wasn't the seatbelt addressed?
I did address it, Miss.
Oh, so you Judge. So you told him, I'm going to leave it here another week, fix the seats and fix a seatbelt?
Yes, Judge.
And what happens?
Nothing.
Well, when you went to pick it up, what do you see?
I see that the seatbelt is still not fixed.
What about the latch?
The latch was fixed. They did fix that, yes.
All right, so did you say anything about the seatbelt at that point?
Yes, I did. Yes,
and
I did.
Who did you say it to?
I said it to Ed, the maintenance manager, and Steve.
Okay, and what did they say? Did they
really
deny
kinda
having
just brushed
broken
it
the
off.
seatbelts?
Yes, they did. Yes.
Okay, and but they said they were going to fix it for you anyway as a courtesy? Or were they going to charge you?
No, they were not going to charge me.
Okay, what were you hesitating for? You were going, whoa, what?
Well, because he kept brushing me off, saying that he was going to fix it. And every time I would ask and pick up my vehicle, it would never be fixed.
Okay. All right, let me hear from you, Ms. Dan.
So in terms of the repairs, the vehicle, we were doing mechanic work on the vehicle. The battery of the vehicle is under the hood. There would be no reason for us to ever take out the seat of the front seat of the car.
She is claiming that the battery is under her seat.
No, that's not the case. It's the battery of the car is usually under the hood.
Well, yeah, usually that's for sure. But what
seat.
kind of car is this?
It's a Porsche.
What year?
2006.
Did you have any dealings with the plaintiff in this case?
No, I'm the office manager, so I do more of the clerical work. But I did speak with both Eddie and the owner, and they did tell me what the dealings were in this matter.
It's under the seat. My staff has checked, and the battery is under the seat. So it turns out she's right, you're wrong about that. So if it's under the seat, then it does make sense that possibly the seatbelt, when you're moving the seat and you're trying to move the seatbelt out of the way or something, that got messed up. She says that I don't know how you're going to testify for me because there are cases when you can send the office manager and there are cases when you can't. Everything she's testifying to are conversations she had with people complaining about the seatbelts, complaining about this, complaining about that. What are you going to be able to tell me about that, Ms. Dan? You're going to say someone told you that she didn't mention it?
The whole time she was complaining, my understanding was that she was complaining about the dice that were hanging on her mirror and how she was upset that the dice had been taken. That was like the whole scope of her complaints, that she wanted her dice and they took her dice and she wanted $500 to replace these dice that cost a couple dollars.
What happened to her dice?
So the dice was hanging on her mirror, and when the person was
How big were they?
The car, they looked like this. We purchased a pair online.
Okay, were they that big, Ms. Misty?
No, they were a little bit smaller than that, Your Honor.
Okay, so go on.
So it was about these dice that were hanging on her mirror.
Right. Well, where are the dice?
So they were hanging on her mirror, and when they test drove the car, they had to take it off because it was in their view of while they were driving. So they just took it off and they put it on her passenger seat.
But then she would have seen him on the passenger seat.
Correct.
And she says they weren't in the car. When did you notice your fuzzy dice were missing?
I noticed about, I want to say 2 weeks later.
But why 2 weeks later? If you have fuzzy dice hanging from it, it's like a pretty prominent thing. Like fuzzy dice people are not subtle about the fuzzy dice. Like they kind of want it, they want it there front and center. So how is it that it took you 2 weeks to realize the fuzzy dice was missing?
Honestly, Your Honor, I wasn't focused on my dice not being there because they're always there. They're never
that's all the more reason to notice that they're not there if something is magically missing.
Yeah,
all right, so
Your Honor,
according to you, Ms. Dan, she has never brought up the seatbelt thing before?
No.
Ever?
Never.
That's what your people told you, which we call hearsay, because you're not a witness to that, but that's what they told you. I have her taking, and a chief complaint is not my concern. My concern is the statement she's never complained about the seatbelts.
Never complained about the seatbelts.
Okay.
And even
here she is taking video about the seatbelts in February. And where does this video take place, Ms. Misty?
It took place at the place.
At the dealership?
Yes.
Don't talk now.
They came off trying to put the seatbelt in. Every time I
attracts the seatbelt. It don't snap back. This is what I have to do every time. Since I just picked my truck up yesterday. Look at my
No,
phone.
you didn't tape this at the place because you picked your truck up yesterday.
Second time we came up here, and they're charging her to fix her truck as far as auto work, but look what they're causing for her as far as interior work. This don't even make sense. Her seat not even latching.
This is October, right?
It's not latching.
Yes, miss. Yes, Judge.
Look at this. The seat won't latch.
Show my seatbelt on the other
Second time, I already did that, bro. Second time, they done messed her up. And the first time, she didn't even trip. She took it and just swallowed the bullet.
How are you going to prove to me? Here's the thing I'm concerned about. You told me that they always promise they'd fix the seatbelt. And yet you bring it in several times after that, months and months later. You bring it in April, you bring it in October, and you keep picking it up without them fixing the seatbelt. And I hear your friend saying, and she didn't even trip the first time. She just swallowed the bullet. It doesn't sound like there was some agreement that they would fix your seatbelt. It sounds like they denied they broke it.
No, ma'am. For some reason, they never got to it. And that's when I got, I was compelled to take them to court because they wouldn't fix it and it kept,
They say it's all really about the fuzzy dice.
Your Honor, I had them dice.
Isn't it always?
I had them dice for 10 years that was gifted to me by a family member that's no longer here. So it's the dice are very sentimental with me.
What is this other thing you're suing for, $400 in gas?
It was actually $300 that I put down there. That was the round trip. It's actually 25 miles round trip to go there unnecessarily, to have to pick up my vehicle for that they damaged my seat latches to pick it up. That's round trip. Premium gas at $4.59 a gallon.
Why do you take it to a place that's so far? Why don't you take it by your house?
Well, Your Honor, per the contract that I signed when I bought the vehicle, I pay half of the cost of all the maintenance and repairs that's due to the vehicle,
so
and
you
then
have
I
to
get
take
oil
it there,
changes
right?
for free. Your Honor, if I may.
Yeah.
I tried to settle with them out of court before, and he did not want to. Steve said, "Go ahead and bring in your vehicle. We'll fix your seatbelt for you." Then he goes to say, "I said, well, go ahead and give me the $300 for my gas, round trip," and he didn't want to do that. So That's why we're here.
I think this is what happened, and I think I know what I'm talking about.
Your Honor.
Yeah, let me hear from your witness before I say what I think happened. Go ahead, let me hear from your witness.
Okay.
How you doing, Your Honor?
Good. Are you the star of the video I was just looking at?
Yes.
Okay, raise your right hand, please.
Do you solemnly swear to tell the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
I do.
Thank you.
Okay, what's your name?
Name is Daryl.
All right, Daryl, were you ever there? I know you were there the day of the last video in October, but were you ever there with her on prior times when she was taking her car in?
Yes.
And did you ever hear any conversation about the seatbelt?
Yes.
And what was the conversation?
Conversation was that they were fixed the panels.
The seatbelt?
The seatbelt panels, correct. The seatbelt panels, and they were never fixed.
So tell me when they offered to fix the seatbelt.
After the oil change, I believe.
When was that? What month?
It was somewhere around, because it was my birthday was in September. Okay, October, and nothing was done.
What did you mean when you said she didn't even? What was the word you used?
Oh,
trip. She just.
Oh, she didn't even bother to. She didn't make no fuss about it, Your Honor.
She just swallowed the bullet. What do you mean by all that?
No, she did. Okay, look, this is what I meant. The first time the issue was brought up, Your Honor, she wasn't making a fuss like I was. I was making a fuss like I was really upset about this whole situation. And I told her over the period of time that these people been getting away with a lot of stuff. I know she's a woman. I know that.
Oh, what were you going to say right now?
No,
go ahead. What were you going to say?
Sorry. No.
Go ahead.
A lot of times.
I got you. Go ahead.
Your Honor, at car dealerships, when a woman take a car in for repairs and stuff, and they don't have a gentleman with them or a man with them.
No, just any male genitalia isn't helpful. What's helpful is someone who knows about a car, whether they are a man or a woman.
Correct.
It doesn't matter whether they're a man or a woman. If they know about cars, just like in the car, at car dealerships, at mechanics, at anywhere, at anywhere, you know, the salesman has one leg up on you if you don't know what you're talking about. So that's all right. Listen. I don't know whether your manager or owner admitted to breaking it or just said as a matter of courtesy that they would fix it or what the deal is. But we do know that you're wrong about where the battery is. And if the battery's in the front, it would make no sense that they would have broken the seatbelt. This would be a slam dunk. But it turns out the battery's exactly where she says it is, under the seat in this model. I'm listening to the testimony of two people under oath, and no one on that side can contradict them at all because you don't have that kind of superpower. Ms. Dan. So, the owner and or the manager should have been here to talk about what the discussions were with them.
She did admit herself that she was trying to settle out of court for $300, and that there's a reason for that. No. You weren't listening.
You weren't listening. She was willing to settle out of court for $300 in gas money plus fix my seatbelt. That's what she said. Right?
Oh, okay.
Ms. Misty? Yeah, she wanted him to fix the seatbelt. She was mad that she had to go back and forth all those times. And that's kind of an indication that she feels entitled to the $300, even though I wouldn't have asked for that. I would have just gotten the stupid seatbelt fixed and been safe. You know, that's almost an indication of, yeah, you've been putting me on for a time. So, but I'm not going to order the gas because the gas is something you contemplated when you bought this car at that place with that warranty. Your necessity of going back and forth for repairs. I'm not going to order that. I'm going to order $11.99 for the dice, and I'm going to order the $1767.80 for the seatbelt panel, for a total of $1,779.79. Verdict for the plaintiff.
Thank you, Your Honor.
So the plaintiff prevails to the tune of over $1,700. She gets $11 for the dice. That's not bad. Ms. Dan, you're in a tough spot here. What do you think about the outcome of the case? What is your job or your boss going to think?
I think he's going to think it's wrong and not going to agree with it and be very unhappy with it, but it is what it is.
Yeah, I mean, he's not here to complain about it, so it's not much he can do about it at this point. The judge has made her decision.
All right.
All right, Ms. Misty, let me ask you something. You're getting $11 for the dice. How about that? Is that good enough for you?
No, not behind the sentimental value that it was gifted and my family member is no longer with us. No, it's not.
Well, you're getting $1,700, a little bit over $1,700. That's about it, and you don't get the money for the gas. I know you're upset about that, but that's it, okay?
Yeah. At least I'll get my seatbelt fixed.
All right. Well, that'll wrap it up for the case, and thank you very much. At least you did prevail. You're getting something back.
Okay, so this is interesting because here you got the plaintiff and a witness talking about what happened, and the defendant doesn't rebut any of it. This is a case where the plaintiff had the burden of proof. The plaintiff met the burden of proof because the defendant didn't rebut anything. When you go to court, you need to be armed with ammo. And even if the other side has the burden of proof, if you sit in your hands, guess what? You're going to lose.
Hi, I have a question about a case, a car accident. I had the green light with a green arrow, and I was turning left. The other person had a red light turning right, and they ran into me. Can I sue them?
Yes, you can sue them. I mean, if you have serious damages, you probably should. I mean, you have the right of way. You've two cars pointed at each other in an intersection. You have the right of way because you have a green arrow. You're making the left. And then somebody who's oncoming has a red light. And
they're just in the right-hand turn.
Right, and they're impatient, turning. And they just take their right on red and run into you.
Right, they're supposed to yield because they've got they can only turn right on red if there's no other
And you got to be really careful when you're making a right on red because you don't know. Sometimes an oncoming light, all you see when you're looking ahead of you is a red light. And you don't know if that oncoming light has
turned green, has an arrow, doesn't have an arrow. Right.
And sometimes an oncoming light has an extended green. That actually, I once got pulled over by a police officer.
Oh, yeah, I remember
taking
this.
my kids to school. I had 2 kids in the back seat, and they were little. They were like 7 and 8 years old. And I passed a police officer. I was headed northbound, and he was southbound, and he was sitting at the red light. Well, my light had an extended green that went for like 30 seconds after his went red. He didn't know that. So I just drove right through the green light, and I'm driving up the road, and all of a sudden, lights and siren, he turns around and hauls after me, pulls me over. He says, breathless, came up to the window and said, you know why I pulled you over? And I said, no, I have no idea why you pulled me over. I was handing him my license. He said, well, you ran the red light. I said, no, I didn't. My light was green. He goes, no, it was red. And then all of a sudden it dawned on me, you are not
never gonna win on the road.
You're not gonna win. So, and he was very nice. He wasn't like, really being a jerk to me or anything. So I just said, I must have, I guess I haven't been getting enough sleep. I guess maybe I did run it, And then he said, well, I'm just gonna let you go with a warning. And he let me go on my way. And, I kind of turned to the kids. I go, the light was green, right? And they go, yeah.
That'll do it for this session of the People's Court. See ya.